So today in the office is a filming day. We are filming the videos for my online coaching program, which is called Dare to Thrive. And I thought, as we're already in a filming mood and I'm sort of feeling filmy, if you will, I'd answer a question I've been asked a couple of times recently, which is a really interesting question. And the question is, why are you an inner voice coach, Kathy? I thought, that's a really good question. So I'll take the time to explain it. So actually, the answer to the question starts from when I was at school. So when I was at school, I really struggled to read. I just found it very difficult to understand the learning method that they had at that time, which was look and see, for those that maybe around my age and remember that. And I sort of got to the age of 9, and my reading age was a 6-year-old. And I really struggled with that, and I really struggled to understand that other people in the class were equally having challenges with learning whatever the teacher was doing that day. And it really made me feel that everybody else could do something and I couldn't. And I sort of held on to that going forward. Fast forward to sort of my teenage years, when I'm doing my GCSEs, as they were then called, so you've really seen how old I am now. And I left school, and I genuinely would say to people when they say, oh, you're going to go to college or anything like that, no, I'm not going to go to college, I'm not academic. I don't actually know what that means, by the way, I'm not academic, but it was my label, it was my way of explaining to people why I wasn't doing something. But really what it was me telling myself I couldn't do it, which wasn't the case at all. So I looked into psychology a lot in my early and mid-20s. I was so passionate, so excited. Well, I am so passionate and so excited, but I think it's phenomenally interesting. And I had the opportunity to do a psychology degree with Open University. I was really inspired actually by my then father-in-law, who was one of the lecturers there, and him sort of sitting me down and making me think, oh no, I'll give it a go. So I did, and I did my degree over 6 years because it's part-time study, and I loved every second of it. And one of the things I came across really quite early on in that degree was the inner voice. I kind of understood it before that point, but this worked out. This was an opportunity for me to really understand it. And I just thought, oh my God, this is amazing. That we've got this tool that we don't talk about, that we don't use, but actually can make a massive difference to how we feel about ourselves. And from that moment on, really Thrive Mind started, although it didn't actually get set up until a number of years later. But that's really what it's about. That's why I love coaching. That's why I love working with clients. I love understanding what they're telling themselves and then playing around with that language, really changing it from being quite negative to being something very positive. So if you take my example of, walking around saying I'm not academic, whilst I really believed that that was the case, it meant that any courses I went on or any sort of opportunity to learn anything that sort of felt like school, I'd go in with, I'm not going to get this, I'm not going to be able to do this, which is just a horrible place to take yourself. And in my previous career, I worked in corporate, so I went on an awful lot of training courses, and all the time that I was going into those, I'd be thinking, I don't want to go here, I'm not going to be able to get it, everyone else in the room will get it, and I won't get it. And the ability to get rid of that in my inner voice has enabled me to be able to get to where I am today and with my business and coach other people. So I hope that gives you a little bit of a better idea of who I am, why I'm passionate about what I do, and why I focus so heavily on the inner voice. If you'd be interested to know a little bit more about the coaching that I do and the things I offer, get in touch. Thanks.